Hi there, this is Jenna Chase, the Associate Director of Health and Wellness Programming. Today we're going to finish out our wellness wheel, giving you a few tips and tricks on the spiritual and emotional part of the wheel. All right, so sometimes I like to group them together. Spiritual can be reading from the scripture, attending Mass. Right now, that would probably be a virtual option, but it doesn't have to be. Spiritual can be just going inside and trying to help with your emotional and mental well-being. So today I'm going to provide you some tips and tricks that you may find helpful. So first off, for emotional and spiritual well-being, who likes to journal, right? So I gotta tell you, I'm not a fan of like every single night writing in my journal, but what I do like to do, what I find helps me, is writing down, 3 to 5 things that I am grateful for. When you start thinking about the positives in this, especially in this time where things can be very negative and kind of down in the dumps, if you pick out the positives of each day, that will really help with your mental well-being. Another thing, if maybe you don't want to jot things down, you can also just kind of, before you're going to bed, think about the highlight of your day. What was something that really stood out? What was something that made you smile or really made you happy? It could be maybe connecting with a coworker that you haven't seen in a while, reaching out to a student, and maybe it's connecting with a family member. Anything like that could boost your mood and help with your overall emotional well-being. Other things that you can do is saying positive affirmations. So perhaps you say something in the morning or in the afternoon, even when you're driving. Examples of positive affirmations are things like, I am strong, I am beautiful, I am worthy, things like that. Those are just 3 examples. You can find all kinds of examples online, or you can come up with your own. But if you recite them to yourself, the more you say it, the more you believe it, and the better you will start to feel. Another little trick is to surround yourself in a good environment. So especially now, sometimes you can be all frazzle-dazzled and stressed, and I'm not sure if you can actually see this, but in my little home office, yep, right there, I have a diffuser. So I like to have different essential oils in there. One little example is lavender. That's a nice calming essential oil. Maybe you would want something to help boost your mood, something like citrus bliss, or there's all kinds of oils out there, but it's a way that you can start smelling and then feeling a little bit either more refreshed or energized. But speaking of senses, one of my favorite techniques to do when I'm feeling a little maybe anxious or nervous or stressed is a grounding technique. So this grounding technique takes all 5 senses. And what you're going to want to do is just take a few minutes, take a few deep breaths, and you're going to start with what are 5 things that you can see right around you. So wherever you are, what are 5 things that you can see? So I can see my water bottle, I can see the birds outside, I can see the flag flapping in the wind. Next, what are 4 things that you can feel? All right, so I can feel the table, I can feel my soft shirt, I can feel that I'm a little warm right now, so I might need to open the window. What are 3 things that you can hear? All right, so I can actually hear a bird outside, which is pretty cool. I can hear like the humming of the light. And if I sit here long enough, I can hear like the motor of the computer. What are 2 things that you can smell? So this could be tricky, and hopefully it's not a gross smell, but like right now, actually in my diffuser, I have clementine and spearmint in there right now, so I can smell those two flavors. And then what is one thing you can taste? Which that can be a little tricky. But that is a nice way to just ground yourself. If you're feeling anxious, nervous, if you're really, if you're just trying to bring yourself back to the moment, I challenge you to do those 5 grounding exercises. So it's the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 exercise. I shared this with students right before their finals, and I got a good feedback. I did not make this up, by the way. This is out there. A lot of therapists use this and things like that. So once again, it's 5 things you see, 4 things you can feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things that you can smell, 1 thing that you can taste. All right, another exercise that you can do for emotional well-being or spiritual well-being is just focusing on your breath. All right, so big deep inhale through the nose, out through the mouth. Do that a couple times, and I guarantee you'll be able to focus a little bit better, and it will help you throughout your day. They even actually, I have on my Apple Watch, I have an app, it's called Breathing. And if you want, throughout the day, you can hit it. It will tell you like when to inhale, when to exhale, and it just calmly brings you back down. But speaking of apps, another one, guys, on your phone, have you ever heard of Headspace or Calm? Those are 2 apps that I like to use and I like to share with people. So if you haven't tried them, maybe you would want to. Also, let's talk about some personal development or books that help with mindfulness or breathing or overall mental wellness. So I know I've talked about Brené Brown before. This is a book I'm reading right now. I thought it was just me, but it isn't. Making the journey from what will people think to am I enough? So here's one book. There's plenty of books out there by her that are really great. Another book, I got this in a class that I was in called Real World Mindfulness for Beginners, and it goes through different practices that you can do if you would like. This one is by Sharon Salzberg. And then this one is probably my favorite. This is a cute, tiny little book, The Little Book of Mindfulness. 10 Minutes a Day to Less Stress, More Peace by Patricia Collard. There's the name. Hopefully you can see that. But this one is really cool. It has different, like the Pebble meditation. I've actually done that one. It's a really good one. I highly recommend. Increasing gratitude, talking about doing like a body scan to see where you're at for the day. But yeah, this is another great resource. I literally bought this off of Amazon. I don't think it was that expensive, but it's a cute little tool that you can have in your toolbox. Other things that may help with mental wellness and emotional and spiritual wellness would be things such as listening to a podcast or a TED Talk. There's all kinds out there. I'm sure you can find one that would be beneficial to you. And then last but not least, I just wanted to let you guys know that EAP, the Employee Assistance Program, is still there for you. And this is a really good time to utilize it. Right now, you can have up to 3. They do face-to-face visits or on the telephone. So right now, they would probably be on the telephone. But they have licensed professional employees that can help with consulting on basically anything. You know, if you're feeling anxious or stressed, or you want to talk about work-life balance, or really anything, that's a good resource to use. You have up to 3 free visits, And then after that, they can match you either with that same person or with a different licensed professional. And if you want to continue, you can, but you certainly don't have to. Also, with the Employee Assistance Program, there's all kinds of webinars that you can do at your own time. All right, so some of them are 20 minutes, some are 40 minutes, but they have good handouts as well. There's anything from, let's see here, I always do this, boost your brain health, why we worry and what to do about it. There's things about understanding depression and suicide awareness. There's things about the power of connection. I think I said understanding depression. There's all kinds. Revitalizing your relationships, and so on and so forth. So those are also another great resource that is here for you to use. That's completely free. But one last little tip before I leave you for today. The other part of emotional and spiritual wellness that I think really works best is just doing something that you love, something that you enjoy. So whether that's getting outside and being in nature, going for a walk, or moving your body, getting those feel-good endorphins in after a nice workout, maybe that's something for you. Or maybe you would like to do a puzzle or a craft, or just spend more time with family, unless family stresses you out, and then don't do that. But all I'm trying to say is find something that you enjoy, and each day try to do something that puts a smile on your face, because that's going to help with our overall well-being, our emotional and spiritual wellness. I hope you found this to be helpful. I hope you enjoy your day. Stay healthy, stay happy, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.